Howdy, 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 y'all. We've started already, and I'm back from interviewing the Canadians of the Czech team who just finished playing that unbelievable masterclass of hockey. Czechs proving that they have earned the right to call themselves multiple gold medal winners at these Masters Inline Championships. Welcome all, residents, patriots, fans of hockey and sport, from the far reaches of the Eastern Bloc former to the shores of the East Coast of the US. And as the afternoon sun just starts to warm the sand on the beaches in California and on the West Coast, we join the United States in their battle in this semi-final to progress, to meet potentially the Czech Republic, who have just displayed an absolute scholastic lesson in professional hockey against every bit their equals, the Canadians, who just didn't get the run of the puck and just didn't quite come out quick enough on the blocks to resist the deadly accurate passing and pressure of the almighty giants of the Czech Republic. Here we have the USA, having taught the Italians a lesson in their second meeting in these championships. Ooh, a little bit of elbow in the nose there for the Swiss player. USA pressing on the power play. Big cross-ice pass. This has got to go in. Oh, the defender does everything he needs to do. Big slap shot from out twice. Two defenders down, nursing a bruise they're going to do after. They'll be going to the physiotherapy room. Have a little free spray on those puck-shaped bruises that they'll have for a while. Swiss back to 4 as we join this match. 17 minutes left to play, so just a couple in. Team USA characteristically come out of their stables at race pace. The Swiss team just recognizing there that the Americans so eager to go, chomping at the bit, running a little offside on that face-off. There he goes again. Smurf excited about this game. I spoke to him, Glenn Evans, American, number 12. Still suffering with his hand a little bit. Asking plenty of questions of the Italians, Glenn. Asking plenty of questions of the referee. Mostly the questions being something like, why am I sitting in the penalty box again when I'm just trying to win myself and my American teammates a chance to get to the semi-final? Did the job. Glenn, my former teammate from the GB team, having resided and played for GB at multiple different levels on the Inline, now residing on the West Coast, where no doubt friends are gathered in the afternoon to watch their buddy and his particular turn of phrase Notably British, notably California's twang evident there, stating to me that he intends to do exactly the same in this match. Come out with fire in his belly. So here we have Team USA. First time I've seen them in their white tops. Looking pretty bright in play and in color. The keeper there equal to the probing shots that are coming in from the Swiss team early on. 15:29 left to play, so just the early stages, opening stages of this semi-final. No scores on the doors as of yet. Those of you in Switzerland or the USA might have been expecting to see a few more matches streamed. And I want to apologize on behalf of some of my colleagues. We struggled a little bit to get logistics going as the Americans bun through. Well, big centering pass there, but couldn't quite find the hole. The Swiss keeper has been one of the outstanding keepers. I mean, goaltending in all of these games, being game changers. But the Americans showing their stick handling skills, pushing forward, diving in, attacking all the time. So you might have missed another fine display for your USA teammates as they did exactly what they intended to do and attacked Team USA. A little bit of pushing and shoving in front of the goal there, but Swiss player having none of that. Americans just gonna have a little whisper in his ear. Probably just saying something like, if you don't mind after the tournament, could you get me some of your lovely chocolate? Hershey's bar not quite being the same as a lovely bit of 75% lint. Swiss team pretty smooth, like their chocolate in this afternoon's quarterfinal match to book themselves this place, stealing a goal with 1 second left on the clock against the Slovenians, who looked every bit like they could have booked themselves a place. Matched each other, the Swiss and the Slovenians did, goal for goal. All but for the very, very last moment of the game when the Swiss celebrated. And here they are, the fruits of their labor. As a cross-ice pass goes in, putting pressure on the American defense. Second pass goes in. Accuracy. Patience. American keeper had to do all the defending there. The lone American defender couldn't quite push it out. And it was too much for him. And so the Swiss get us off to the races. 1 goal to the good. 13:54 remaining. So still in the fairly opening stages of this semi-final. Oh, a little bit of a mistake in front. Low fluting puck, and the USA come back straight away. They don't waste any time. Smurf Evans just going to have a little word as he get a love tap as he goes past by the bearded Swiss defender. Doesn't need to, though, because the goal's doing all the talking. Quite a few people in the arena this evening gathering up. Must be about 100 people sat on this side, just underneath the camera, so you might not see them on the feed. But they are here, having just watched a breathtaking display of professional hockey from the Canadians and the Czechs. Hoping to get more excitement, more drama that the Americans always bring. And the USA now starting to do what they do best. Sharp stick handling from the number 2 forward. Whew. Pass just swished through right in front of the keeper. Couldn't find an American to knock it through. Big slap shot from the Swiss, tumbling. Skipping back, a little bit of pressure. Could have been boarding though from the referee. Sticks are flying. Swiss player just begging to get off number 36. Can't get onto the bench quick enough. And a full set of fresh boots on the plastic here in Bolzano, in the Dolomiti Mountains of Italy, for this 7th World Cup semi-final between Switzerland and the USA. USA answering the Swiss goal almost immediately. And two teams sign the score sheet, one each. Ooh, little tipper, dangerous defensive move there, but got away with it. Americans not breaking forward at any pace this time and settling back down. USA pressing now. Ooh, tried to maybe just bounce a cheeky one off the keeper's shoulder. Didn't quite pick it. American defender 88 just getting his stick in the right place at the right time. Struggling to handle now along the boards to try and push on, but manages to spit it out for Limbega. Number 89 trying the stick handling. Did the little cheeky lean, and the bobbling puck just gathered up by the Swiss and thrown behind their own keeper. Fresh boots. And the Swiss, after the pit stop, start their breakout maneuvers. Struggling to get past the high forecheckers of the Americans, notable in this match. And spit a puck into the glass behind the American keeper on the attack. A little bit of pressure. Number 2, Watanabe. Not the biggest chap on the pitch, but tough to handle. Pressure now. Tries a little backhand, but wide on the big fat posts of these Furs goals. Taking inside, Swiss clearing a path. Ooh, a little bit of a trip up from the keeper, not intended. Smurf just pushing through, maybe using the hands there, or at least his armpit. Smell that. Swiss defender not bothered as his compatriots go forward, but not making much of it. We have another face-off in the American zone. Thank you very much for all the messages I've received through various different players, wives and girlfriends, fans. It's a bit reassuring that someone's hearing me outside there. This American forward takes the deke. Doesn't quite get the pass off, and the Swiss break out again. Great to know that you guys are out there listening. And I hope you can forgive me for my amateur commentary, as the American keeper forgives his colleague for sitting on him. My voice is just about holding out. Although a little gift from the Canadians that is just sitting here chilling on my table will hopefully help that out. frosty taste of our national beverage from my Canadian countrymen, former. My name's Pete Wirt, former GB manager in the Masters Inline. A little past my best, times 2 or 3. And enjoying every minute of getting hoarse while I shout, watching these not quite ready to retire gents put on an excellent display of athleticism, coupled with their knowledge of the game and their respect for it as well, which makes it all the more a pleasure to watch. Hard work, but the best kind of hard work. And I don't mind at all. If you can tolerate me, I'll certainly do my best. So here we go. 7:50 left in the first half. Swiss 1, America 1. It's Hershey's versus Ferrero Rocher. And the ambassador's favorite chocolates seem to have the majority of the possession here, though Americans look bright when going forward. Swiss proving quick, organized, and in possession of an exceptional keeper that's going to be tough to beat, even with the Americans ducking and diving with their stick handling skills. A bit of their passing skills on display now as they go tape-to-tape cross the pitch, and a little probing shot. Swiss keeper gathers and leaves it where it sits. Forgive me just one moment while I open up a little bit of medicine. Twistoff's not quite having arrived yet in the old countries. Probably some European directive that says that they're not allowed. But I've managed to learn a few tricks over my misspent youth. And Glenn Evans, my old compatriot, gathers up. And the Americans settle in to see if they can crack open a space. Through the center goes number 2, Watanabe. The Swiss counterattack really quickly. A little bit of pressure from the American defender though. Back checking. Outlet pass though. Slap shot. Number 2. Watanabe just doing everything it takes. Forward checking, back checking, lying down, taking pucks to the gut, to the arms, to the back. The guy's a pincushion. But let the Duracell bunny just keeps going and going and going and going. Maybe just needs a little break now, though. Change the batteries. As the Swiss organization stretches him out. Just waving some instructions as the Swiss passing. Technical. Oh, little bobbling puck. Still at the feet. Keeper wasn't sure. Had to kick it away. Here comes Smurfy. Still got a bit of a sore hand. Big slap shot from downtown. Wide and high. Back it goes again. Oh, a little bit of a slip up. This could be dangerous. Can the Swiss handle it? There's that sticky patch again. Pressure straight back on. End-to-end stuff. You can always expect this with the Americans. They don't rest. Number 21, end right, slap shot. Straight off the double doors. Outlet pass taken. Slap shot. Whoa. Accurate. It was, I don't know, particularly the way he hit it or what. It looked like it was curving in the wind. A bit of a Roger Federer-esque side spin on that. Taking a leaf out of his countryman's tennis skills book there. A few words being exchanged with the Americans and the Swiss. Little of a niggle in this game. Lots of tension. Both these teams will have seen the game before, knowing that it's going to take their full bag of tricks, the full toolkit, including the physical and the psychological game. The Americans every bit as capable of bringing that. And the Swiss, quite the contrary to their national stereotype, certainly bringing a bit of that too. Americans trying to stick handle through. Swiss are organized. They make clocks in Switzerland, not cars. So you can expect them to be patient, accurate. Bang, slap shot of a rolling puck. Looked like it caught the backside of his own teammate there and just happened to roll fortuitously in front for the American keeper to gather. Bit of warm atmosphere now building in the stadium. I've got the Italians, the Brits back from their trips to the other arena in the bottom half of the draw. Americans and their fans waving their flags just immediately in front of me, front and center, right on the red line. About another 150, 200 people in the arena just underneath the camera, so you might not see them as the Americans push forward again. Tipping pass over the keeper's head. Swiss break out quickly. Two American defenders. Sharp shot. Straight at the keeper. And the Swiss player just puts the backside brakes on and cleans the plastic just in front of the keeper with his butt. Americans, decent little outlet pass. All on his own there. Glenn. So now just diving in, looking on the point. Watanabe with a quick shot. A little bit high. Didn't fancy giving it to Evans, who was sitting in the slot position and just slightly drifting out. Maybe he thought better of it. Didn't want to catch one of his own teammates shot in the teeth. Ooh. Keeper just let that puck drop. Don't know why the Americans are a bit of argy-bargy there. The Swiss player just going to apologize to the American keeper, showing a bit of respect. And the Americans wanting to keep it physical. Another little chit-chat with the referees. Swiss organizing in the neutral zone. Ooh, quick shot. Testing this keeper. Looks like it's Rob Laurie in the sticks tonight. Oh, Swiss allowed to wrap around. Oh, could have done, but put the brakes on. Couldn't stretch. Wasn't sure what he was going to do, but oh, the massive gap there. Could have wrapped that right in. It's the American number 2 forward player. Swiss breaking now quick. Couldn't handle his way in. And another Swiss player trying to mop up some debris using his backside as a dishcloth. And steadily the stadium starts to fill up this sultry Saturday evening. The Italians here waving, the Brits waving, the French gathered on the balcony nearest to the bar, and the Americans waving their flags, taking their pictures, watching the game through their phones, recording for posterity. And the Canadian wives and girlfriends just coming back from the bar, it looks. Wondering if there's a little Irish in their coffee. Oh, the Americans take a shot. Bubbling puck, the keeper didn't deal with it. Bubbled down. It could have just got batted in, but didn't quite get it. Good physical play for the Swiss to clear, and now they break. 1-on-1. Deking. Nothing on. Slap shot. Downtown goes wide. Pings off the glass. Number 13 for the Swiss, Neff, making the clearance. Swiss circling around in the neutral zone. 4 players there, no one going forward though, so it's going to have to be an individual effort. Maybe no one else wanted that. Oh, sneaking through the back door. Backhand pass into the slot, didn't quite make it. And they take a break. Americans just having a look across the horizon, wondering what path they're going to take on this attack run. Outlet pass available all the way down this side. Man coming on now. Puck in, shot wide. As the Americans and Swiss are rolling around again, and we just come to the half. The Swiss player is still down though. Playing for time, or did he get hit? Whoa. Sharing his innermost thoughts by ridding himself of his kit. Having a little yard sale here of Swiss helmet and stick as he, number 30, seemingly mops up blood or sweat. Nothing I can see from here. Reasonably far up. Being a gentleman of a certain age myself, my eyesight might not be quite what it is, but he's certainly rubbing his temple. Maybe his helmet was on a bit tight and he just needed to rid himself of it. He skates back to the bench. He's had his say. Spat his dummy out. And he can sit and contemplate how much he wants. Yeah, now he's taking his top off. Maybe he's going to give that away. Tight match, we knew it was going to be. Both of these teams certainly capable of pace and speed. The Swiss characteristically organized, but also not necessarily quite as calm and determined as you might expect, showing their passions there. USA 1, Swiss 1. And as we've taken a little pause, the Americans not going back to the locker room. Quite happy to just sit on the bench, wrap a towel around, have a drink, and have a chat. Seems like they're doing just enough. But do they need to do more? Playing the same game that's brought them success all the way through this tournament up to this point. The loser of this match will meet Canada with pride to play for. Spoke to the Canadians just after their heavy loss, and they realized just how hard it was going to be playing someone with the history and the pedigree of the Czech team. Disappointed, but held their heads up high. And I reminded them in that brief interview that they did their country proud, and I know that they'll be receiving messages from back home, and they certainly received one from me to remind them how honorably they represented their country out there. Doing their very best, going through all of their gears to try and unpick the masterful Czechs. The winner of this match will meet them tomorrow. The loser will meet the Canadians. French team showing their support for the Americans. Pretty close friends since they lent them that statue of that lady. Stadium arena filling up now. The Palaonda Arena, the biggest and best venue the Masters World Cup has ever seen, and using up the space very well. Maybe 200 people in here now. Atmosphere is buzzing as the evening settles in here in Italy. The excitement to be had in this second half as the players on the Swiss team come back out. USA in their Pool B, equal to France in second place with with only the 4 points, but managing to come through when it was required, facing the Italians in a quarterfinal. Outgunning, outpacing, outracing the Italians. Now fighting for their place in the final against the Swiss team. Bit of a committee meeting being had here with the referees just underneath me. Maybe just seeking some clarification. Broadly consistent, the refereeing here. I know all the referees went on a training course beforehand to try and be as consistent as possible, knowing that the level of competition was ramping up. But as I've said before, these are volunteers. They're not professionals. They're just lovers of the game. Players themselves have come out, and bravo to them, volunteered to do the toughest job in the world. And we're underway. Whoa! American letting a ripper off there. Watanabe number 2 just unleashing the springs, unexpected, and into the side netting. The efforts inspiring a little bit of chanting from the American girls. Sat on the center line and waving their flags. Long outlet pass. American over in numbers. Surprising it. Deke passing in. Just floating above the keeper. Still in possession. The Americans in front of the goal, but the Swiss managed to get back and press the Americans out. Still on the attack in the neutral zone. Pushing in, looking for an inlet pass. Nothing doing. Watanabe wanted to stick handle. He will. Tries to go around. Using his flexibility. Wiggling and writhing. And then taking a break. Fresh legs coming on. Number 89. Also a canny stick handler. Oh, shoots at the keeper. Doesn't quite handle it. And these very slippery nets just slipping and sliding off of their moorings. I say moorings. I mean, nothing more than a bit of willpower and some gravity holding these big, fat, short furs goals. Different to an ice hockey goal, much shorter. But not fixed to the ground. And so a little bit less dangerous for when players do bump into them, so they can quite easily slide and move around and prevent injury. The Swiss seemingly quite happy to use the goals as a break as they put pressure on the Americans, breaking forward, using the pace, slap shot from downtown, bobbling puck in front though. Swiss point player couldn't quite deal with it, and the Americans try to break out. Stick handling through the middle, slap shot. Swiss trying to gather, and they do. Americans still forechecking a little bit, trying to keep them honest in the back. Slowing the game down a little bit. That's what happens though. If you get a little bit too complacent, puck dribbles around in the feet. Americans trying to pick up a scrap from the Swiss mistake. Fighting on the boards. Little gentle hugging. As the Swiss come forward, cheeky little move. Oh, way up. Here we go. What's the keeper going to do? Have a little word with him. He's giving him 2 jabs to the chin. Didn't like that. Maybe he thought that he was sliding in on purpose, but I don't think he was. I think the Swiss player just trying to use whatever he could to hold on to stop himself from going right through to the backboards. Keeper change for the Americans. We now have the source of all of the mozzarella cheese in Italy, Mr. Buffalino. Just setting his stall out physically. And gently probing the chin of the Swiss players. Physical match, this. More physical than Canada versus Czech. Or more niggly anyway. Tension rising as one of these teams tries to place themselves in pole position for the final. 16:47 left in this second half. Just getting going, really. USA 1, Switzerland 1. Settling down maybe a little bit the game. The Americans not quite wanting to waste all of their gas now. happy to cruise. See what the Swiss have got. Got a little bit, dropping pass there. Can't gather. Crossing pass to the point man, number 13, Neff, but it doesn't come off. And the Americans clear a wobbling puck back into the Swiss home plate. Cross ice pass to the backhand. Swiss players in. Americans back checking though, making it difficult to find the gap. Number 18 for the Switzerland, fighting for it on the boards. Good clean passing. Oh, the drop and go didn't quite work, and now the Americans are going to capitalize. Coming with a 3-on-2 possible. Passing, tipping. The keeper didn't even see that coming. He lunged forward thinking that the pass and the shot was going to come down on his glove side, but it went up high on his stick. And the Americans mopping up. Number 12. Big Smurf. An ironic name, Smurfy. Little fella for the big hockey players, but been a huge player for Team USA. And now inspired. Decide to expend a little bit of gas. Getting a bit excited, not quite sorting the passes out. The Swiss can do that though. Tried the second pass, it was the right idea, but just didn't come off, hitting the American skate. And now here they come, in numbers. 3 jets like Top Gun on the attack. Didn't come off. And Swiss trying to meet the pace as well. No one else on, it's going to have to be an individual effort. Still controlled. Little cheeky no look, but nobody there. Oh, Swiss tried to clean up, but left the puck dangling. Watanabe's always going to mop those. But just fanned it a bit. Sent it pinging off the back glass. And the Swiss are trying to settle down and re-establish some contact. Big Hirsute, number 30. Swiss defender. Organizing from the back. Pushing forward. Centering pass. 36 turns around. Neutral zone movement. Tries to find a gap. Stick handling himself. Takes a shot, but easily scooped up by the Buffalo. Glenn Evans just nicking a little bit offside on the face-off again. Chomping at the bit, can't wait to run in an attack. Scoring plenty of goals for the USA. The southern drawl that you hear from him in the bar is definitely the Southern United Kingdom. Now he's trying to stick handle through. Skates and sticks. A little bit of a wrister. Oh, is the tripping called? Fell forward, Watanabe, as he was trying to deke his way into the slot, but keeper met it with his chest. Fell forward, but no penalty called. Just probably leaning and stretching forward, trying to find the puck. Not having the benefit of an army of technicians. Whoa, that was a pretty brilliant control factor there. Number 2, Watanabe doing the little bunt just to try and keep that centering pass under control, but didn't manage to do anything with it after. Now the Swiss come breaking on, taking it all the way around. Nobody in the center. Swiss not really quite managing to get someone to cross to right on the post the way the Americans do. Certainly the way the Czechs do. That's one of their most deadly tactics. Sending people around. Always options. Hunting right around the posts. Silent but deadly. John Fowler, former GB player, knows all about those silent but deadlies. Himself having delivered one or two of them in his GB playing days. Good friend of mine now watching with the Don back in Sheffield. Steel City, United Kingdom. Oh, and the wraparound didn't quite turn out. Didn't have passing options, so they've got to do it on their own, the Swiss. Break out really tidily, but don't quite finish so tidily. USA 1 goal to the good, 2-1. 11:50 to play in the second half. The Americans conserving just a little bit of their energy. That still means they're twice as fast and twice as lively as most of the rest of these competitors. Scrappy, rough, but dangerous. And we take a little break in play at 11:31. With a face-off in the Swiss end. Cross pass to the man on the point, didn't quite come off. Swiss looking forward, not diving towards the net. No, number 78 could have gone towards the net, but decided to come and protect the back, maybe looking for a back pass. No, nothing doing there. But unfortunately, the Swiss player kind of went headfirst into the boards. Might be genuinely hurt. He's rubbing his forehead too. Dispossessed of his helmet as a result of diving headfirst in. Head shake. Little chat with the referee. How many fingers am I holding up? Maybe not quite oriented himself, managed just to grab his stick from the wrong end. And he takes a pew while the Swiss send out fresh boots. Try and take advantage of a face-off in the American zone. Can they make good this last 11 minutes? Break back. Putting pressure on the Americans. Glenn Evans, the high forechecker, disrupting the organization. Loose puck. And Americans gather right in front of their own keeper. Dangerously, stick handling, confident on the puck. Americans trying to dive deep. Not very tidy passing. Taking it out back into the neutral zone. Skating around with a bit of possession. Smurf doesn't mind doing that. Taking it right back behind his own keeper now. Along with his colleague. Spent some time over lunch with those two gents. Woo! Could have been a funny bumbling pass. Almost like a bit of a tricky frisbee move. Ricocheted down and up off of the floor. And the sides take a break. Timeout. Swiss called it. What's their plan? Glenn having a word with his compatriot. Steadying the ship. Talking to each other about their plan. As I said, I sat and had a little bit of lunch with those guys earlier on, and They're full of encouragement for each other. They're really impressed with what they've done so far. Had a rough start in the tournament. Maybe weren't quite working as a unit. Struggled to gel as a team. Disparate players in this vast country trying to gather from all four corners the best players. To be fair, everyone's got that trouble. UK included. Geography, distance might not be the same, but it's no mean feat traveling across this crowded country. I've had to travel all the way from York, where I live, the old one, all the way to Gatwick to catch the plane from the airport, and that's a delightful way to spend time, sitting on the car park that is the M25, looking at the traffic. USA encountering plenty of traffic as they try and break down this Swiss defense, which is proving to be not organized enough to stop the 2 goals from going in, but organized enough to mop up this little pass. Bobbling puck, probing shot, not really dangerous. And again, the Swiss player just having a little giggle. Buffalino letting him know his private thoughts, getting a little tap from the referee saying, "Come on, mate." Okay. Break time over. Action stations, 9 minutes. 39 seconds left. USA, 1 goal to the good. 2 in the bank. Swiss have only got the 1. Need to do the work. Tumbling puck in front of the Americans' goal, but they break away. 2 Swiss defenders trying to shut the door. Ooh, cheeky little pass through. Managed to find a gap somewhere. Americans gather in front. Nothing on, so they send it right back. They've got time to spend. Americans coming through, trying to stick handle. Meeting the rocky faces of the Alps defense. Slap shot from downtown, testing the keeper, but bouncing well off the pads. And some fresh boots of the Swiss team. Now there's a little bit of a spring in this young chap's step. Number 78 wants to prove he can do what the Americans are doing. Maybe not quite so well. A little bit of a spinning hit. That was no intent there. Obviously hurt a little bit. Number 2 Watanabe's just not happy. Just both of those guys sliding, springing, twisting and turning and getting caught in each other's tornado. American player still down. Must be really feeling that. Getting a clap from the ever-building crowd here. Probably more than 200 people in here, 250 maybe. Lots of locals now coming in, gathering in to see the spectacle. Probably feeling the tension. The American fans now up on their feet, waving the flag, spurring their team on. In the last 8 minutes, can they hold on to this 1-goal lead? 2 in the bank, 1 for the Swiss. Can the Swiss make another deposit? Settling in, the team's just thinking of the plan, having a word with themselves, deciding how they're going to take the attack forward. The Swiss captain, number 9, getting ready to win this face-off in the American end. Swiss with all the work to do here. Gonna try and play chess to get the puck in. Good deking though. Comes right across. Individual effort is what it took from the captain. Won the face-off, took it back. Waited for the Americans to get distracted. And then just leaned forward. And then turned around, looked over his shoulder. And let the puck fly. Buffalino following the hands, but not the eyes. Leant down, try and cover his near side, and up and over it went. And the Swiss finding the trick it took to equalize. The Americans still up on their feet, cheering their boys on. Crowd's waking up now. A little bit of a murmur rolls through as they begin to consider who's going to go forward to meet either Canada in the bronze medal match or the Czech team in the gold tomorrow. If my medicine keeps doing its job, I fully intend to be here with you tomorrow in every moment of those 2 matches. I can't wait to see how it pans out. And hopefully all of the other fans of the game from across the globe, as the messages have been coming in. Swiss coming forward, really strong, testing the keeper, rolling back forwards. Or backwards, as I meant to say. The Buffalino extending the handle on his Barca lounger and preventing the puck from going any further. Americans clear their face off in their own zone. Rolling puck, just manages to make a shoulder drop that dispossessed. Ooh, cheeky shot there. Swiss keeper met it though. Watanabe, know the worse for wear for his lie down earlier on. And now out, hot to trot as ever. And forechecking strongly, pushing the Swiss right in. Rubbing his head again. Cheeky shot, testing the keeper. Some stick checking going on. Crowd wondering if the referees are going to call this, but they're leaving them play. Tension mounting. 5:47 left to play. It's 2-all in this tremendous, electric semi-final. The secretary, Alberto Lestruzzi of the FIRS, Federación Internacional de Roller Sports, just now sitting down in front of me in the commentary box. Can't resist coming out and watching the spectacle that he's so instrumental in putting together. Americans in possession. Turn. Waiting for fresh boots to come on. Whoa, cheeky shot. That was a goal. Out of nowhere. Watanabe just leans forward. Wasn't even sure he scored it himself. No doubt about it. I will watch the feed as it's a few 30 seconds delayed. No question of it. Went right past the keeper, number 27, into the net and straight out again. The Swiss are calling it no goal, but there's no question. The referee was right there. Had both eyeballs on it. He knew. I knew. The fans knew. Took us all by surprise. What an incredible shot. Just picking the opportunities, the Americans. And the Swiss caught napping. But they're going to come straight back. Bit of effort from the bearded wonder. Flornet, number 30. Upset. Tried to give away all his kit earlier on in a fit of pique. But he's come back out fit now. And intends to try and even this score up. Single-handed backhand off the post. Muffalino ducking down. Could have gone in there, but just hits the big fat crossbar and tumbles up. Americans gathering in their own end. Sending it round, all the way around the boards. Glenn Evans just nonchalantly sends it back. He wants to spend the last 4 minutes in possession. Until an opportunity like this outlet pass comes along the boards. Picks it up. Swings it in. Chancing. Swiss keeper must still be just wondering where that shot came from or what he could have done to have prevented it. Swiss looked in reasonable control, holding off the probing attacks from the Americans and going forward really strong. It's going to take another individual effort by one of the Swiss players to do something special. The Americans tightening up ever more. Number 2. Recovering from his injury. Number 89 for the USA. Fighting just as hard. Sending it back. Little push in the back. Referee, no hands. Definitely a little poke in the back. And the Swiss player has a little word and says sorry. And the referee just wants to have a little word with him saying, nah. Oh, he's going to send him after all, but he didn't raise his hand for the penalty. Very late decision. Referee had to think about that one. It is the right decision, though. Definitely was a push from behind. The Americans relieved. 3 minutes left in this semi-final match. And the Americans will have 2 minutes of it with an extra man. The Swiss captain, maybe a little concerned that the call was late, but you can't argue with the facts. That was definitely a push from behind. Hardly what you'd call trying to push over a tree or a buffalo. Searching for a metaphor there. Okay. Referee absolutely determined not to take any cheek now from the Swiss. Just taking their asking too many questions. The Swiss now really chirping, both the captain and the assistant captain, and he's not having any more lip off of any of the Swiss players. The call is made. Are they going to have two sitting? He's not having it. Wow. Referees playing more and more of a part in these two semi-finals. I know the Canadians thought there was some inconsistencies, felt that they got the bad rub of the green with the calls. Rough stuff sometimes being allowed, sometimes not. And very disappointing for them, wanting to bring the rough stuff with the Czechs. The Czechs were up for it, but just getting caught out from time to time. And now the Swiss, even more so. But in this case, in the first penalty, rightly so. But only one sitting. Swiss, 3 men on the plastic. America, 4. Buffalino watching patiently in the distance. Watching the clock tick down to 2:55. USA 3, Switzerland 2. All the work to do. USA in no rush. Adrenaline pumping, but keeping it consolidated. And the Swiss just a gentle reminder that they're not quite happy with this situation. But that big American taking it in his stride. That's not going to bother him. Big number 93, Rich Garvey. He's had bigger hits than that. Ping! Past the keeper. Already on his knees. Atmosphere building now as the match comes to a close in the arena. The American girls recording for posterity, watching the game through their phones. Americans being patient. Probing, testing, not hurrying. Knowing that it's up to the Swiss to do something special. 2 minutes now remaining and not a minute more. 40 seconds left in the penalty. Are they going to hold back until they go 4-on-4? Or are they going to throw the dice a bit and go out chasing? No, they're not. Swiss build the pyramid. Consolidate. Managed to get some possession though. Will they break out? Outlet pass. Taken. Cheekily done. He's on his own though. It's just going a little bit far ahead of him. Crossing pass. Takes a slip. Tension. Distraction. Americans come back. Still in no hurry. The Swiss had an opportunity there. And they didn't take it. And that might be their final opportunity to hold station. The Americans wanting to eke out the time to take a step further than the Canadians could against the almighty Czechs. Watanabe playing this smart hockey now, knowing that time is everything. 42, 41 seconds. USA 3, Swiss only 2. Not getting a chance. Swiss have 4 on. Do they forecheck? Do they put pressure? Americans dispossessed. Sticks through the legs. Fighting. 2 on. Outlet pass. Slap shot. Way overhead. Creeping back. Buffalino comes out of his box, holds onto the puck on the side, and patiently give it back to the referee. Big face-off for Switzerland. A must-win. Americans holding station with 1 goal to the good. Could still go pear-shaped. Swiss win the face-off. No, they don't. Pings off. Keeper pulled. Swiss have got 5 on. Picking up the puck right from the mouth of their own goal. Just floating around. There's no time for them to consolidate. It's got to be a slap shot from downtown. Loose puck in front. Whistle blown with 4 seconds left. Buffalino shouting from the rooftops. Takes his helmet off. Looks to see if there's a scar. One last almighty effort. Can the Swiss repeat their previous match-winning face-off with 5 on to score from the last second? 2-1. And the buzzer goes. And this tough match now boils over with a bit of pressure. Swiss just showing how passionately they wanted this semi-final to go their way. The Americans absolutely glowing. Certain of a place in history on their debut at the World Masters, making it into the final to face what will be their very toughest challenge yet. Can they possibly do what the Canadians just could not? Shaking the hands, showing their respect, knowing full well that that tough match, they had to throw everything at it. Grit, determination, a few helmets, a few shirts, a few bits and pieces being thrown. But all for naught now, as the writing is on the wall. The team sheet being written downstairs in the office in this arena. Switzerland will go to the bronze medal match with Canada. Having drawn with them in the opening match of this World Cup, the USA taking themselves to the final against the almighty Czech team. Tomorrow, I will be here, and you are most welcome to join me. Thanks for all the messages from back home on the little island. Hopefully we can have a good chat about these games and what I'm seeing in front of me here when I get back and start spinning my wheels again on the pitch at the Queen's Road in Sheffield. Cheerio for now, everyone. I'm going to have some more medicine and prepare myself for what prospects to be tomorrow. Another masterclass display of hockey from all concerned. Thanks to my technical crew for getting it sorted at the last minute and scrambling to put it together. Wi-Fi is on and everyone's ready. Ciao, buonasera.